The Feneos Executions is the name given to a series of killings committed by the Greek People's Liberation Army resistance group, and especially by its secret police OPLA, in the Feneos area of Corinthia, Greece, during the very first stages of the Greek Civil War, while the country was still occupied by the Axis powers. History. In 1943, heavy fighting occurred between the party communist-led EAM and the centrist, Republican and right-wing, monarchist resistance groups. The main reason for this conflict was a series of activities of EAM, which attempted to put all other groups under its control. There were also ideology issues that created hostile sentiments. The EAM promoted the establishment of a socialist state, while the others preferred state with free market and a multi-party parliament. The EAM also accused all other groups for being traitorous and collaborating with the Germans. Local low-intensity clashes escalated to full civil war, with the ELAS attacking the other partisans who were supported by the Greek government in exile. In the Peloponnese, ELAS was the strongest partisan army compared to a few nationalist groups active in Elis, Macedonia and Laconia. These small organizations were, sooner or later, either absorbed by ELAS or destroyed. Several thousands of nationalist partisans and the supporters were captured, along with actual collaborators of the Germans from the security battalions. It was common practice for ELAS and the OPLA to arrest not only the opponent partisans, but the families too. In communist-controlled mountainous regions, small concentration camps were established. One of the most notorious concentration camps was the monastery of St. George, near the village of Calavia Feneo in Corinthia. The ELAS partisans killed the 6 monks then turned the monastery cellars into a prison. Unlike other camps, hostages did not stay for long there, as after a few days they were taken to several nearby cliffs and other isolated sites, where they were executed. The executions were supervised by Vangelis Zegos, representative of the Peloponnesian office of the EAM. Zegos was also in charge of all operations against anti-communists and non-communists in Argolis, Corinthia and northern Arcadia. In order to terrorize the rural populations, he used to arrest 5 to 10% of the inhabitants of each village. Killings in Feneos carried on until June 1944, when ELAS was defeated by joint Greek and British troops in the December 1944 clashes in Athens. All communist organizations were disarmed and the newly created National Guard restored government control in most of the countryside, including Feneos. Rumors before civil war. Rumors spread by locals and right-wing newspapers claimed that ELAS had arrested and executed 5-7,000 or even 13,000 people. In fact, less than 4,000 bodies were found in the area, out of whom 1,800 were recognized. The government built a monument, while the names of the recognized victims were written on the walls of the monastery. Ceremonies in memory are held every year with the presence of local authorities. Bibliography. Feneos 1943-44, Janis Balafoutas, Athens, 1987, 1942–1944 Civil War, The First Blood, Eustathios Georgopoulos, Periscope Publishing, Athens 2010.